we're back. Welcome back to Marginal at Best. Meh. We've had some time off. We went on vacation. Like I need to go on vacation.
I need it.
I had to take a break. I had to take a break from my break actually. Now you needed it. You need a break. I just had to take the girl to her graduation trip, which was fantastic. Had a great time.
It was.
Had a really good time. I'm just glad you were able to get out and actually relax. So that was important. Same with Mother. Mother needed a break. She needed a big break. So, and we stayed in a very nice place. That house was awesome. Got no complaints.
Location was perfect.
Except for the shoebox shower. She literally had to get out of.
Your shower is bigger than ours.
Than the one that was downstairs. How?
Yeah. It was.
Did you just soap the walls up and just spin?
Rub against the. Yeah.
You just soap the damn walls up and just spin around like a damn washing machine. Bzz, I'm clean.
I wonder if I could seal the door and seal the drain and actually have it start filling up with water on me. Like one of those cabinets like Houdini used to escape out of.
Probably wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, like I said, other than that, the place was awesome. You couldn't. I mean, everybody had their own room. Everybody had nice beds. I mean, it was a good place. Big kitchen. That was a plus. So it was a good time. Had a good time.
Oh yeah.
And no, I don't know who's saying turning Japanese. Oh yeah, the weather. You couldn't have asked for better weather, could you, Mother? Weather was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think the highest it got was like
we left
82.
there and it went down 82, something like that. 82, but had a nice breeze going the entire time.
Yeah.
Low humidity. And then I left there, went down to the low country where mid 90s, about 90% humidity.
Yeah.
And decided to work outside for 4 days. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Turning Japanese. Don't remember, huh?
Don't remember who did it.
The Vapors. You were close. You came up with a V name. I was like, no, I can get away.
All right. Vapors.
We were discussing old songs earlier.
Yeah.
The Vapors.
And that's one of them.
You did. You said the Bugles. Video Killed the Radio Star. Yeah.
What did the Vandals do? Now I'm going to have to look that up.
That's going to take me a moment. I'll try to look. I don't remember what the Vandals sang. Oh, dude. You ready for this? We have a new music, background music system at work now. They're playing more contemporary stuff. You'll never believe what they were playing today.
I can only imagine.
I actually had to stop and go, are you kidding me? I enjoyed it too. Ozzy. Crazy Train.
What?
Yes. They played Mama Come Home the other day, and then I heard No More Tears the other morning. Like, are you kidding me?
In a grocery store?
Yes, but they played Crazy Train today.
It wasn't the MIDI version of it.
No, yeah, the old Muzak version of it.
Muzak, that's it. The old Muzak version of that shit.
With the piano and the organs and the accordions. No, full Ozzy. Crazy Train.
That's one thing the kids of today will never understand. Well, it's like we're Gen X, with the Gen Zs. Yeah. So we were talking earlier. What?
You ever hear the story of how Muzak started and how it worked?
No.
Actual music. All right. Back during World War II, World War II, they figured out they could actually send messages and whatnot across power lines.
Okay.
So they actually, power, electricity coming through. They could actually send communications through power lines. Well, one of the engineers that created this for the Army, because all I had to do is hook into power grids and just be able to communicate with each other, and not actually have to run runners and scouts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If they were out of radio range. And so one of the engineers that actually created this, when he got back to the States, he thought, hey, maybe we can put this into work here. And that's when he came up with the idea of piping music through it. And so started talking to retail office spaces, retail outlets, stuff like that, and came up with the receiver where they could actually just put it in and just powered through the power lines. And it could play the original music, very tinny, but they couldn't get the rights to music, so they actually had to hire bands to do generic versions without the words and everything. And that's how music first started.
That's crazy.
Because of World War II. All the weird things that came out of World War II, silly putty and all that.
Well, they said Wi-Fi. Was it Hedy Lamarr?
Hedy Lamarr,
the actress.
Hedy Lamarr
was literally invented Wi-Fi.
Yeah, one of the precursors of what is our Wi-Fi nowadays. Yes.
Yeah. That one threw me for a loop.
That's Headley.
Headley. Look, it's Hedy Lamarr. That's Headley. Blazing Saddles. If you don't know, if you can find that movie, watch it. It's worth a watch. If you can find the original, uncut, un-PC, will make you laugh till you cry version of Blazing Saddles.
I don't know. Did they ever make a PC? Did they ever edit that one down PC? I thought Mel Brooks said no. He would never allow that.
No, because I'm talking about whenever it's shown on any of whenever it comes on.
Oh, edited for television?
Yeah, I'm talking about the edited for television version.
Okay.
Which cracks me up. It's like Lori and I we were watching, I've only seen it a gazillion times. We're watching Endgame, Avengers Endgame. And there's the one scene where Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark figures out the time travel loop.
Yes.
And when he falls into his chair in the movie and in the original version, he just sits down and he goes, "Holy shit."
Yes.
And then the little girl, the girl playing his daughter says, "Shit." Well, on TV, they say shoot. And it's like,
yes,
but you flip the channel and you can watch Deadpool.
Yes.
And it's not edited at all. I mean, when you got Deadpool going, "Holy fuck knuckle." I mean,
well, we grew up in the 80s. Remember, we had ABC, 70s and 80s, ABC, CBS, NBC, long before there was Fox. You remember they'd show the big movies, but they would edit them so bad, and it was a bad voiceover too.
There's never good.
Damn it, darn it.
Yeah,
different voice, different timbre. You could tell it was just that little bit dubbed over just for those. There was one I watched. I love the movie.
My favorite one. My favorite dub was if the character was saying, "Don't give me that shit." When any character would say, you don't give me that shit," they would just be like, "You don't give me that stuff." No,
and you see their mouth. Their mouth is not saying that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, they're not saying stuff. They're saying shit.
I don't know if you've ever seen it with Charles Durning and Louis Gossett Jr. called The Choir Boys. Older movie, came out in the 70s. Excellent movie. They're police officers. It's like what happens, the weird things happen to police officers and what happens to them when they're off duty. It is a riot. Of course, it is. Oh my Lord! Probably it was rated R for language, but they tried showing it. I think it was ABC, like the Monday night movie. Remember those? The Sunday night movie.
Yeah, Sunday night movie.
And then trying to dub those things over. Burt Young was in that one. It was Charles Durning, Louis Gossett Jr. I forget who all else, but it's a great movie. But yeah, just the dub over on that one, you're going, that's not what they said. Their mouth didn't make that shape.
That's that. Yeah.
The first,
But it's just like I remember. Watching. I mean, you talking about Sunday night movie? I mean, it's like when Wonderful World of Disney would come on.
Yes.
You would be glued to the damn TV, and you were hoping it was a good Disney movie, which most of them from the 70s and 80s were good, but some of them were the cheese. I'm not a big. I don't like musical. I don't need to hear music every other fucking 10 seconds in a movie.
Oh no,
But,
no. I'm not. I'm the same way. The ones
but
I
like the
remember the
Disney
most,
movies.
the Kurt Russell ones, young Kurt Russell.
Oh, wow.
World's Strongest Teenager, the Computer Wore Tennis Shoes, all those that he used to do.
Yeah. Escape from Witch Mountain.
The Witch Mountain series. Yep.
Those were good.
My mom's favorite was
beat Herbie.
The Ugly Dachshund. Oh yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't beat the Herbie movies, especially the ones with Don Knotts.
Oh no.
When Don Knotts and those were in them.
The old Herbie movies. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, like I said, that was. What were some of the other Disney? What were some Disney movies you watched when you were a kid? Not the animated ones. Oh, that's right. They didn't have moving pictures back then. They were still doing radio dramas.
Threw it on the lampshade and spun the lampshade around to make it look like
I said they were still doing radio drama. Like I said, they were doing the radio stuff. Come on, kids, let's sit around the radio and listen to the radio.
Let's see. There was the. Oh, what were those? The Don Knotts and Tim Conway ones was Apple Dumpling Gang or something like that.
Apple Dumpling Gang. The one where Don Knotts turned into a fish.
Remember? The Amazing Mr. Limpet. Yes,
that's it. But yeah, the Apple Dumpling Gang movies were hilarious because that was him and Tim Conway.
Tim Conway. Yes.
Yep.
God, there was one about these. Was it the Witch Mountain series? Had the boy and the girl that were like had powers.
Yeah, those were the.
And they're trying to get them back to Escape from Witch Mountain and Return to Witch Mountain, all that. Yeah. There was another one. There was all the, and then you got into the 80s. What was that one that had Scott Bakula in it? I-Man? I think it was.
I don't remember.
He got some, some kind of meteorite or some accident, and he got to where he'd healed real quickly. Couldn't be killed, but the whole thing was like sunlight based. So if he was in the dark for too long, he lost his powers. But he didn't, not superpowers where like could fly or anything like that. He just healed really quickly. They had Fly the Navigator. Little boy goes into the future, wakes up in the future, like 10 years in the future. Yes. They thought he got lost. Yep. What was? It wasn't a Disney movie. But I remember Last Starfighter.
Last Starfighter was a great movie. That was just a cool movie. Awesome period.
Movie. Yes,
that made you want to go out and play video games.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to remember some of those other. There was always the musicals. You always had the musicals. The Disney musical this, Disney musical that.
Yeah.
And for us, because it always came on, we had the one TV in the house. It always came on 7:00 Sunday evening. Same time, 60 Minutes came on.
Yeah. I just pulled up 70s Disney movies, and not seeing a whole lot that I remember.
Start down. Let's see if I remember it. How many of them I remember?
Well, I mean, it's like, get off. God, stop. Why are you doing this? Why do you have to be stupid?
Because
Phone.
I sorry.
I want what I want. God damn it. The A's. Show me the A's. Is that it? The Aristocrats? Is that the whole list?
The Aristocats?
Yeah. The Aristocats,
You started
Menace on the Mountain.
the animated stuff.
No, this is just 1970 films from Disney. You got the Aristocats, Menace on the Mountain, the Boatniks, King of the Grizzlies.
Don't remember that.
The Wild Country.
Remember King of the Grizzlies?
The Tale of a Mouse, Smoke, and Snow Bear. And that's literally all that's listed for the 70s. So
they had maybe they showed a lot of the.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they were. I don't know. Let me type in 1980s, or maybe it was the 60s. Hang on a second. Look at 1960 Disney films. There we go.
The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. Let's see. Babes in Toyland. Swiss Family Robinson. I'm looking at the one in the 60s, from the 60s. Jungle Book, Sword and Stone, The Ugly Dachshund, Parent
Sword
Trap.
and Stone. That was a great animated movie. I like that movie.
Absent-Minded Professor. That Darn Cat. That's what I was trying to think of. That Darn Cat.
The Parent Trap. Well, okay, so the list I just pulled up was on Wiki, I guess. And it starts out with Toby Tyler, Kidnap, Pollyanna, The Sign of Zorro, Jungle Cat, 10 Who Dared, Swiss Family Robinson, 101 Dalmatians, Absent-Minded Professor, Parent Trap, Nicky, Wild Dog of the North, Greyfriars Bobby, Babes in Toyland, Moon Pilot, Bon Voyage, Big Red, Almost Angels, Legend of Lobo. That's not the Lobo I know.
Nope.
Last Tarnian. I'm the main man. People keep making AI renditions of Jason Momoa as Lobo. And I hate to say it, but he would make a great Lobo. He just looks the Lobo part. He just looks like a Lobo. In Search of the Castaways, Son of Flubber. Well, I remember all the Flubber movies, but that was Flubber.
Shaggy DA. Remember the Shaggy DA?
Who was the actor?
Oh.
Dang it. Now I got a hit on it. Hang on. Fred McMurray. Fred McMurray was the guy who starred in those. That was the guy. Which is Miracle of the White Stallion.
Dean Jones. That's the guy. The one you saw. Dean Jones was in almost every other Disney movie. I was trying to remember his name for the life of me. He always played the straight guy that always had something to happen to him. That goofy things that happened to him.
Yeah. The Ugly Dachshund's on here.
Yep, my mom loved
Monkeys
that. Actually, that one is a rather cute one.
Jungle Book. Blackbeard's Ghost. Yep. The Love Bug came out in 68. And then The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes was 69.
Yep. Very young Kurt Russell. That'd be an interesting one to actually go back and look at, like on the.
Oh, here we go. So whatever list I was looking at sucked. Because here you got 1970, King of the Grizzlies, Boatniks, Wild Country, Aristocats, Barefoot Executive, Scandalous John, $1 Million Duck. That one sounds familiar.
That one does sound familiar.
Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
I remember that one.
Biscuit Either, Now You See Him, Now You Don't. Napoleon and Samantha, Run Cougar Run, Snowball Express, World's Greatest Athlete. That was another Kurt Russell one, right? World's Greatest Athlete. Was it? Let's click on it and see. No, John Amos, Roscoe Brown, Tim Conway, Jan Michael Vincent. That was Jan Michael Vincent.
God, Jan Michael Vincent. There's a name from the past.
Charlie and the Angel, One Little Indian, Robin Hood, Super Bad, or Super Dad, not Super Bad. That's later. Herbie Rides Again, Bears and I, Castaway Cowboy, Island at the Top of the World, Strongest Man in the World. What was that one? That was a Kurt Russell movie. Escape to Witch Mountain, Apple Dumpling Gang. Shaggy DA's there, Freaky Friday. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Rescuers, Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, Pete's Dragon, which was a good Return from Witch Mountain. So Escape to Witch Mountain and Return from Witch Mountain came out the same year. 70. Wait, let's see. Where did that one go? Escape to Witch Mountain came out in 75. And Return to Witch Mountain came out in 78. Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again. The Black Hole. That was a good movie.
There you go. That was a good one.
That was one of those. That one was crazy because at the time it was like unreal graph. I mean, the visuals for that movie were unreal. That was just a cool movie too.
Oh yeah, that was. That's interesting. You look up Kurt Russell on IMDb, they don't show a lot of the Disney stuff.
Is Disney
at all?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Well, I guess it just depends. I guess it depends on who did the IMDb for him.
True. True. I mean, it goes back Wikipedia. Pretty far. It goes.
But that's the thing about Wikipedia. It's like Kurt Russell was on Gunsmoke. Lori?
Yeah.
Kurt Russell was on Gunsmoke. You said that was your thing. You and Poppy. You said Poppy watched nothing but Gunsmoke. No, Michael Landon was on there, correct? Gunsmoke, wasn't it?
Here's Dennis Weaver.
Michael Landon was Michael Landon on Gunsmoke. Robbie,
was he ever on it?
Michael Landon was on Gunsmoke. Little House on the Prairie. Now I'm about to look that up.
I'm looking up now. Burt Reynolds played on it one time. Dabbs Greer played the pastor on Little House on the Prairie. He was on it.
Victor French.
Victor French, yep. Hal Needham. Yep, he played unnamed cowboy. Jack Elam was on Gunsmoke before. Denver Powell, Uncle Jesse.
Yep.
Royal
Betty
Dano.
Davis. According to this, Betty Davis was on Gunsmoke at some point. James Arness, Jodie Foster, Morgan Woodward, Betty Davis, Victor French, June Lockhart, Buddy Ebsen, Forrest Tucker,
Harry Carey Jr.
William Shatner was on there.
Yeah, remember that.
Draw. Don't shoot. I'm unarmed. I don't have any bullets in my gun. Burt Reynolds.
And see, you start looking up, there's a lot of actors, you know the faces, you just never knew the names before. You saw them in a lot of different stuff.
What the hell was Michael Landon on?
Yeah, I remember seeing him in that other show.
Was it Bonanza? Was he on Bonanza? Bonanza.
It was on Bonanza?
The Ponderosa. So he was on Bonanza. I thought he was on I knew he was on something. I
tell you which one I actually like better than Bonanza.
Which one was better, Gunsmoke or Bonanza?
Don't forget the Big Valley.
Well, I never. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Wow. I was looking at like some of the different actors that was actually in, played parts in Gunsmoke. You're going, yeah, I remember him from that show. I remember him from that show.
Yeah.
He used to play a lot of bit parts in that show,
Have you ever seen like the guest star list of the Love Boat?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord,
The
yes. Used to
Love
watch it all the time.
Boat sailing. What is it? Making another run. The Love Boat.
We used to sing it all the time to irritate
I
Benny.
know.
Don't you remember?
I know.
Soon we'll be
join in.
making another run. The
The
Love Boat
Love Boat
promises something for everyone.
everyone.
Set a course for adventure, your mind on a new romance. Why do I remember that?
I don't know.
Won't hurt anymore. It's like an open smile on a friendly. Well, who's the guy saying
Love Boat theme? No
you
idea.
remember who sang it?
Nope.
Jack Jones.
Okay.
Don't you remember there's a scene in Airplane where he's escaping from the mental hospital and he runs by and there's Jack Jones singing the Love Boat out in the lawn with a band. Again, goofy random movies we used to watch.
Airplane.
It's still great though.
Oh, it is. I picked a bad week to stop sniffing glue.
Yeah. Striker, 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 striker.
Wow.
Ted Striker? Wow. Tom Skerritt. He was on Gunsmoke. Played 4 or 5 different parts at different times.
Yeah.
You remember Tom Skerritt?
Oh, yeah. Gunsmoke, Bonanza. Like you said, Big Valley. What were some other Westerns? I mean, Poppy, you said Poppy, that's all he watched. Rifleman.
Yep.
Christ, I never really watched a whole lot of them. I just remember watching the big ones. I don't remember watching all the little ones.
Yeah. During 70s, they were like reruns you watch in the afternoons. I don't think I ever saw any of them prime time. Except maybe Gunsmoke. I think it was the only one. You had Gunsmoke. You had the Waltons. Used to come on all the time.
But Gunsmoke or Bonanza was you had Big Hoss.
Big Hoss. All right, yeah. Pernell Roberts played one son. You had Michael
Landon was the other one.
Blocker. Blocker. Not Chuck Blocker. Dan Blocker. Dan Blocker played Big Hoss.
Big Hoss.
Lauren Green played the father.
Yep. They just called him Pa, didn't they? Here we go. I'm pulling it up. Lauren Green, Pernell Roberts, Dan Blocker, Michael Landon, Victor Sin Young, Bob Miles, John Breen, and Bing Russell. But what were their names? Ben Cartwright. Ben Cartwright. That's what his name was. The Cartwrights. That's right. Michael Landon was Joseph Little Joe. Dan Blocker was Eric Hoss Cartwright, and Pernell Roberts was Adam Cartwright. The Cartwrights. Wow. That's a blast from the past. I just remember Hoss because he was a Hoss.
His brother, I think it was his brother, Remember Black Sheep Squadron with Robert Conrad?
Yeah.
I think it was his brother played on that one.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, back then, literally, it's like if one family member was doing a show, you can guarantee there was going to be another family member somewhere else doing something. Because that's a lot of that's how network TV used to work back in the days. Was if one sibling was on one show, or if your dad was on a show, you were on a show. It was all. I mean, it was all in the family type deal. I mean, you look Carl Reiner, Rob Reiner, the Spellings, Aaron Spelling and Tori.
Yep.
So.
Okay, Dan Blocker played Haas. His son, Dirk Blocker, was on Black Sheep Squadron.
Ah.
Yeah, Jeff.
Well, this was completely.
John Larroquette was in it also.
Which one?
Yeah, there's one we could actually go on. Black Sheep Squadron.
John Larroquette?
Yeah.
Boy, he must have been
Robert Conrad.
Kind of young.
Yeah. Jeff McKay played Magnum's friend that worked for the Navy that got killed. What was his name?
You talking about Rick?
No, not Rick. Not Rick in TC. The one who actually was still in the Navy that he always went to for inside information and stuff about some stuff. Oh, what was his name on the show?
I don't remember him.
I didn't know that.
I mean, now we're diving into Magnum PI. We got to slow down. We got to save room for another show.
Mac Reynolds. But anyway, yeah, he was. I mean, there you saw because I think it was all. Didn't the same guy who did that also made a lot of Airwolf, Magnum PI. Oh, what was the name of it? The production studio and the producer.
Don't remember.
That he did a lot of those, Stephen J. Cannell.
Oh, yeah.
Stephen J. Cannell. A lot of those Stephen J. Cannell movies.
Yeah.
TV shows.
Got it. Yep. Yeah, those were all, I mean, his were mostly like action dramas.
Right. Exactly. Simon & Simon. Like that,
Yeah.
Which I used to love Simon & Simon too.
Like I said,
Airwolf. Airwolf also, I believe.
Yeah. But now we got to start looking. Yeah. But like I said, we got to save that for the next episode. We can start talking about those because I mean, there's a ton of them coming up in my head right now that I used to die. Just you're like, like you were glued to. You knew
Knight Rider.
It was like, no, I'm just talking about. But you knew what day they were coming on. You knew what time it was coming on, and you knew what was coming on before it and after it.
After it, yep.
And this
Friday Night's Incredible Hulk.
Well, dude, I remember watching Spider-Man. I remember watching Wonder Woman. I remember watching the Hulk. There was it only lasted for one season, but they actually did a Flash back in the day.
Yep, I remember that. Yep.
Which the really cool part was I do believe, I mean, I'm pretty sure the actor who played the Flash in the original TV series came on to the Flash when it was on the CW.
He did.
Because he played Jay Garrick. He was Jay Garrick.
Yeah, he played. Yep.
He played older Flash, Jay Garrick, from a different from the multiverse. But yeah, that was
A-Team. Airwolf. We had Knight Rider. Dukes of Hazzard. I remember the first episode of Dukes of Hazzard. I remember sitting up watching the very first episode of Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah. That was, oh boy. Trying to think. God, I'm gonna have to look it up. There was a show that
Catherine
came on that I
Bach,
thought was the
Daisy
coolest
Dukes.
thing in the world.
Yeah.
Nah, that wasn't what I cared about. I actually watched the show for the car. It's just like Hardcastle and McCormick. I didn't care about the show. It was just a cool little car.
Yeah.
That Coyote. Coyote was a badass ride.
Yep. Oh, yeah. God, what were some of the others we used to watch? I mean, even from the 70s. I mean, just $6 Million Man, The Bionic Woman.
Yes. Buck Rogers.
Oh, God. Battlestar Galactica. The original Battlestar Galactica.
Yep. With the Cylons. You
With,
think they were the motorcycles
with the motorcycles that could fly.
They were just the coolest looking bad guys. A complete ripoff of Stormtroopers, but they were cool.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
What else? Well, yours, of course, Doctor Who. You watched Doctor Who. I never really got into Doctor Who.
The Doctor. Oh, yes, The Doctor. Of course, I know one we used to watch a lot of, and whenever we catch it, the Benny Hill Show.
Oh,
The Benny Hill Show was great.
There's a video. It's a Benny Hill joke. What's the difference between a vitamin and a hormone?
What is it?
You can't make a vitamin.
Damn.
Can't make a vitamin.
The bump.
That's straight off of Benny Hill show. I love Benny Hill show.
long before the Crocodile Dundee movies. I remember we used to be able to watch. It used to come on ATV. The Paul Hogan Show.
Well, you remember the Kids in the Hall?
I love the Kids in the Hall. Yes.
That was a
oh my god! 30-minute episodes. They're great.
Yeah, it was a crazy show. So, all right, let's save some stuff for next episode.
My favorite one on that one.
Uh-oh.
All right, we'll go over that one next time. The Kids in the Hall. We can waste a whole episode on nothing but Kids in the Hall.
Oh well, we can do a whole episode on just comedy. So he's like comedies. Some of the dude. I mean, the comedies from the 80s, the dramas, the I was never really
Miami Vice.
No, but that was late 80s, wasn't it?
85.
But again, it wasn't 86? So much about the show. It was, well, first off, you know, when you're a police officer in Miami and you're driving a Dodge or you're driving a Ferrari Daytona.
Yep.
But then you got the Testarossa, the white Testarossa. That car was iconic. A white Testarossa. And he lived on a boat and had an alligator on it.
Didn't the Daytona get blown up in the series?
Yep. They blew the car up. Yep, they blew up a Ferrari Daytona, and he got the white Testarossa. Because that white Testarossa was everywhere. You saw that car everywhere.
Oh yeah.
I mean that show made Ferrari Testarossa just like Smokey and the Bandit made the Firebird. Just like Dukes of Hazzard made
it convertible. I can't remember what it was.
What?
Tubbs. What did he drive? What was the convertible he drove?
I don't even remember because it wasn't that memorable.
GT. It was older. It was like one of the 70s convertibles, but I can't remember which one it was.
I have to look it up.
I know. I'll ask Rodney. He'll remember it.
The Right Reverend. We got to get him on. We have got to get him on.
Oh yeah.
But let's call it. Hey, to the people who listen to the podcast and subscribe to the podcast, and are constantly re-listening to us. Thank you. Can't tell you thank you enough times. Like I said, we've got, believe it or not, we are being listened to in 8 states across this wonderful country of ours, and in the UK. And what else did I say? It was
Brazil,
Canada,
Canada and Brazil.
Canada and Brazil. So, hopefully you guys like what we're doing. Keep it up. We appreciate it. We're on I posted on Facebook. I posted on X. I posted on Spotify. I posted on YouTube. I'm posting all kinds of. I share stuff on Facebook all the time, and a lot of stuff that I share on Facebook is, these killer videos that I send you all the time. Morning, you saucy taco.
Yes.
And then of course food stuff. And I'm looking forward to our episodes where we start talking about food stuff, because I've been dabbling in cooking a lot of stuff. Cheesecake especially. I've made 3.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I made 4 what I consider top-notch cheesecakes. I mean, the recipe I got offline. And I don't know if it's this lady's original, made it herself recipe, or she copied it. Oh, I'm sorry, they were marginal at best. But we'll get into the history of that as well. But anyway,
yep.
I'm really getting good at making cheesecake.
Yes, you are.
And they are good. So, but we're going to call it here. We'll do this again. We're going to try to get back into our regular recordings and postings. Hopefully, if we got time, we'll do more than one a week. I think we can swing that. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's
a lot of stuff to babble about.
Yeah, we got tons of stuff to babble about. Especially, I mean, I'm telling you right now, that was fun just talking about. And I don't know if Mother got a smile out of it, but starting to talk about like the bonanzas and the Gunsmoke. When you start thinking about the stuff we did as kids, it made us happy. That's what we're geared. We're really trying to gear this podcast in that direction, because I think is a good direction for us to go. It's a lot of stuff happened in the years that we were growing up, but we're trying to think about the good stuff. Don't want to talk about the crap, because there's crap in the world every day. Every time you turn around, there's crap going on. So if we can get you out of that crap for 30 minutes, 45 minutes of your day, and make you think about what was going on in your life when you were a kid, the things that made you happy, things that make you reminisce, and things that made you feel good. Just like I say, get out of the bullshit in the world for a little bit of your day. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Like I said, subscribe. If you have any if you have any questions or things that you think we should talk about, post them. I'll read them. And yeah, so this has been another episode of Marginal at Best. Meh.
Meh.
And on that note,
Shark the Puss.
And we're definitely going to talk about that, because that's one of the dumbest movies ever made. But anyway, that one's coming up. And we'll give the history behind that too, because 9 times out of 10, everything we do, there's a little bit of a story behind it. But until next time, we'll see you guys.
Don't miss the start of the hostilities, Bat fans. Next week, same bat time, same bat channel.